Good morning. Me and my nose tissue here. Well, it's a glorious morning here in the Philippines. I always say any morning that you can wake up and face today is a good morning. It's a good morning to you if you are coming from the Philippines, and for those that are not in the Philippines, a good afternoon or evening to you. Well, things are going quite swimmingly. I would say so in my life. As I said, without getting, it's hard. Now, it's really hard not to get personal on here. So I have to kind of watch what I say on here. Uh, Accept things like I'm doing well as I can be, other than my sinuses, but that's part of the whole life thing. It's can't always get away with perfect metabolic situations. You only deal with it like you deal with anything, really. You just kind of take care of business, right? That's what you do. This is kind of freestyle this morning. I don't really have any particular topic this morning. Just a little rap session, I guess, on here, which was what I actually like doing on my show. Is just kind of be a freelancer and not always have a particular topic that's something worth sharing. I think I've pretty much gone over all the politics of what's been going on YouTube in reference to a particular individual or maybe a couple of individuals on here. I don't know what more I can say about that. And you just got to let things take care of itself. And that's all you really can do. You can speculate all you want. It'll make a damn difference, really. It goes down, basically goes down. I mean, to certain control I have of certain things in life and certain things you don't have control of. How long you're going to live, you're going to get an illness, if somebody's going to get their ass in jail. I mean, some of that you have control of, but some of the things, even though you might have a certain amount of control on something, is still dependent on other forces to get from point A to point B. So you follow me on this without me having to go into this. Okay, yeah. Anyway, it is another hot morning, just another hot morning here. And God, I just can't seem to get the AC right in the bedroom. Actually, the best sleeping temperatures, if you read it on a computer, is about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. It allows you to get a better sleep. But seriously, convert that into, Celsius. Here's the thing. When you're in the Philippines, you acclimate to the higher temperatures. Hello, Heidel. And so when you get a temperature, say 65 Fahrenheit, speaking of, I got to turn this fan. Thank you. Okay. That's awfully cold. Now, I remember back in Seattle during the winter months, I used to sleep very comfortably with my comforter on me. A nice cold room with light comforter, light. And you felt snug as a bug in a rug. Here, if you put a comforter on you, you're going to sweat your ass off. But they say 65 degrees is the best temperature for good sleep. Seriously, I put my AC on about 26, do the conversion on that. That's still around 78, 80 degrees or something. I'm not calculating. That's still warm. That's warm sleeping weather. But because you become acclimated to the daily 90 degrees temperature every day plus, that even something like 80 degrees, you get a certain comfort level from 80 degrees, which normally that wouldn't happen. It's because you're acclimating to the outside temperature, which is high every day. And if there's a 20-degree differential on there, you're going to feel cooler, psychological and maybe metabolical, I don't know. But seriously, if I had to put it down to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, I would freeze my ass, because even overnight, I put that on 26. But then usually I have the fan on in a room on top of that to kind of circulate the air more, and it gets cold. I might wake up in the middle of the night and turn off the air conditioner. Isn't that kind of weird? That would not happen any other place. I mean, but here, absolutely. Let's see. Black-eyed peas, husk and pillows keeps you cool. Black-eyed peas, husk. Internet not good again, huh? I know. What do you want me to do? I could take this to the bedroom. I can do that. Maybe that'll be just a little bit better. I hate to waste a good show. Okay, hold on. Why don't I just take this menagerie to the boudoir, and hopefully that would be helpful. Ouch. Okay, well, we'll see if this is any better or not. Okay, well, yeah. But now I'm kind of side saddled this way, and it's not great for my posture. I don't know. I can't win. I can't seem to win. I could always lean back on a pillow, I guess. And I'm at an odd angle. As I said, you can't win at all. Okay, how's that? Okay. That's just, it's just gonna have to go. We're just gonna have to go with this, okay? All right, how's that? Are we okay? Yeah, maybe I did, but I did it on my phone. Because when I try to do uploads on my phone, it could take an hour, 2 hours. Because I did the settings on there about a higher quality. And I just can't find the settings to get on there to change it. I'll have to play around with that. You know, it was fine in the other room. Someone said it wasn't. Okay. Well, I'm kind of comfortable right here, just doing this from my bed. So why don't we? Okay. Well, because the box is like, you know, I don't know, 20 feet from me actually. All right. Anyway, this is just a wrap session this morning. In fact, God damn it. Again, let me put the fan on me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Nothing is perfect. You know what I'm saying, guys? Nothing is always perfect. It's the way you want it to be all the time in life. And for some people it's a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. Ken might get a sleep stream. No, this is morning here. Morning menagerie, okay? Morning menagerie. That's all it is, just a wrap session. We're not going to get anything too personal on here. I discovered that Postcards from Cebu is still on. Ken. And I used to watch Ken all the time. He's a good guy. His wife, Vivian, I don't know if you remember, she had died, was it 5 years ago? I don't know how long it's been. She died of cancer. Yeah, his wife, Vivian. But he's still living in the States, but he comes back to the Philippines because he's got family out here. Was it for, I don't know if he had kids or what. I just communicated. I think that his show is still on. Now, I haven't kept up with Rickshaw. I guess he's struggling out there with his $14 million he's supposed to have, you know, settling in. I think, personally, that was a big mistake, him moving back, because he'll probably never get to see his other 2 kids again. That's, you know, it's a personal decision that he had to make. He bitched and whines when he's in the Philippines. He's going to bitch and whine in the United States. Some things, you know, some things just don't really change. Okay, what's that? Yeah, Vivian died. And it's been a long time, guys. You know, I used to listen to Postcards from Cebu from the very beginning, as well as, believe it or not, Enrique. I guess he's still pumping it out there. I just went to see if he was still doing videos. Apparently he is. Yeah. You can't, you know, the thing is, they can't stay away from the money. When you built up your show that long, you're getting AdSense and all that shit. And sometimes that becomes a necessity in certain people's lives to get that AdSense and anything else they can collect on their show. Okay. Maybe I could hold this up like this. I'm just kicking back, dudes. Yeah. Just showered up, feel nice and clean. God, I can't face the morning after sweat overnight. It's not pleasant, really. You gotta take a shower in the morning, you know. Some people don't do that at all, and I won't mention names. Yeah, it's sad that Vivian passed on, but you know, life goes on, and Postcards from Cebu's life had to go on. I don't know if he has another girlfriend now or what the case is, but goes on. Because it has to. What other choice do you really have? Okay. Anyway, it's good to see that Ken, Postcards in Cebu, is actually still out there. I must admit, I'm still kind of curious about Chris in Cebu and what happened to him. Sometimes that curiosity gets the best of me. Let's see. He did move on, has a current girlfriend. He was just over there last month. Yeah, I did see that because I just communicated with him. We always have Frank, regardless of whatever. Frank, you continue to entertain us. Well, I'm glad about that. Frank, what is the length time of the PI if you have charges on you? Can you get bail too is another question. In the Philippines, I don't think anything just goes away out here, to be honest with you. No, don't go away. I don't know if there's a statute of limitations on anything out here. I don't believe there is. Certainly if it's criminal, no. This ain't exactly the same justice system that you have in the United States. B-Bots has the Chris Cebu story I told you before. Chris is as hissing after his mouth was trouble. Explain on that. Well, as I said, he wasn't innocent on here at all. I mean, he did his walks around Fuente, but when he was on what do you call channel? Discord, he was hell on wheels. Boy, not many people realize that. Whole different personality took place on Discord. That's the person that was missing. I did a skit. Does anybody have that out there, by the way? Remember, I was doing imitations of Fuckstick, Pinoy, and Ren Zero, and the other one was actually Chris and Sabu. I was changing outfits right away and imitating them on a little skit that I did many years ago. I don't have it. I wonder if anybody out there, they record almost everything I do. I wonder if they still have that. I'd love to see that again, put it back on. Yeah. Chris was back. Channel. He was. I know. He played a big part with all the undulating crimes and darkness that was going on YouTube. I maybe would not be surprised he's still out there under an assumed name. I mean, anything is possible. Really? You got 27 out there? I didn't realize. Okay. 2016, Chris was introduced as a crew. Okay. Yeah, he was pretty notorious. No question about that. Who kept on saying I'm in Cebu? Ricky was saying I was in Cebu. I'm not in Cebu. I look like I'm in Cebu. Well, you wouldn't know. Well, you would. I was in my living room, not my dining room. Probably recognize that. The glass sliding doors behind me. But I don't know where he got the impression that I was in Cebu. I wasn't in Cebu. See how people make up shit on here? If I was in Cebu, I'd tell you, hey, I'm in Cebu, a lovely Cebu, as I always say. I was not in Cebu. But if you say so. Oh, it's too hot to work out on that treadmill, I have to be honest with you. I didn't do it yesterday. I got to do a lot of makeup time on this. But again, you know, I'm taking decongestants and all kinds of shit. I'm tired of it. Like I said, I could not survive in Cebu City. I mean, you know, not to live. Yeah. I was in the Saipan and Saipan last week. The weed is mediocre. I don't partake in that kind of shit. Never really did. I experimented like anybody else did back in the day, but no, it wasn't my thing. This is kind of like our fireside chat here today, or shall we call it bedside chat? How's that? We're not yelling at people. You know, we're not going to be, you know, just clear redundancy about everything. Like, you know, what more can I say? I think everybody knows what's going on. I've been very transparent to all of you out there about what's going on with one individual on there, and possibly two, but there's nothing more to say until something actually happens that's worth talking about. And that's the only reason I did a number of shows yesterday. As things were happening, I reported it. Like I said, I have no obligation to give information legally about what's going on with a particular individual. But if it's information that is not secret, it's not pertinent, it could be found out publicly, that's a different story. There are certain things in communications between me and my lawyer that I do not talk about, and other agencies that I do not talk about. Okay? Because if I did in the past talk about certain things, this particular individual would not be where he is today. I'll guarantee it. Okay, let's see. Why wouldn't you like Cebu City? I see foreigners enjoying. No, it's a filthy environment. You know, I'm not the boy in the bubble, but every time I go down there, if you have allergies or sinus problems, they really act up. That's why I don't stay more than usually 3 days out there. I do take advantage of being out there, you know, do a little bit of shopping, get some things I can't get here. That's typical with me. But it's really about the pollution. It's not just, you know, chemical pollution, it's noise pollution, it's all that crazy shit. Yeah, I mean, sure, it's convenient for anybody who wants to actually live in the big city. Sure, you know, because you've got access to the hospitals, you got access to the mall. I'm thinking about dropping my Part B on the Medicare. You get more money that way. They're finally hitting me up for that shit. Give me a choice. Well, you want to keep this or you want to dispose of it? But for me, do you know how hard it is? This way, society, they've made it, government has made things so difficult, everything so difficult. Just to access your Social Security on site, the steps you have to go through is crazy. And they got to send a PIN code, the whole shit, like I've done with Google. They got to send a PIN code, And I went through all that and I still couldn't get on because it's the only way you're going to make changes to your Social Security account. They won't do it in an email. They won't do it on a telephone. Even if you give your mother's maiden name, all that shit, the information they got on you, they want you to go online. Well, it's not that I'm that stupid and I don't know how to do that. It's just that I follow directions, and when I do that, I'm still not there. I said, fuck it. Fuck it. Just leave the Part B. By the way, that's like $164 a month to get Part B. 164. Yeah. Okay. Seagull City has Mapman and Smagman and Starman. It's Magman. Goobers to candy. We do enjoy our candies. This is Black Domenia has always struck my lungs with that home feel. No, I'm just in. As you can see, I'm in kickback mode here this morning. I can see it's going to be another dreadful hot day. Yeah, we do talk about the weather a lot on here. And actually, I'm not the only one. I've heard on many channels that climate is a very big consideration about living out here. And I know you're chasing ass, you're chasing tail and all that stuff. You want to come here for that, but then you don't realize there's other elements out here that you have to deal with, which are very uncomfortable. You may see people on shows, and maybe they're much younger, and they're out traveling and they're backpacking and they're doing videos. They got popular shows. Maybe they can handle the heat a lot better. Maybe they're more acclimated to it. But you don't really see the in-between on there where they're going for shelter somewhere and they're hydrating, and you don't see all of that on there. A lot of stuff is edited out. But the fact is, you're a lot closer to the equator here. It's hotter than Hades here, man. It has really nothing to do with your age particularly, though it does affect people who are older. Okay, yeah, it's serious shit. You don't dehydrate and everything else, you'll pass out. What do you think happened to me? I was getting my hair cut, and over in Robinson's at a particular salon, I blacked out for 20 fucking minutes. Serious shit. At the time, I didn't know how long I was blacked out, but I went to the hospital. Heart was good, all this other shit. I don't know. The only conclusion we could come up with is that, I was running around quite a bit in Cebu during the day, and, I am like 69, okay? I can't change that fact. And, if you don't if you don't hydrate enough, yeah, I've had many instances where I've gotten dizzy. I was out in the sun too long waiting in line for something, or, not wearing a hat or whatever, and even carrying a water bottle. Sometimes it don't help, but sometimes you need to get those electrolytes. That's what's going to help. You see, anytime the temperature goes well beyond your normal body temperature, 98.6, a lot of things metabolically start happening, and your blood pressure is going to increase. Your rate per minute is going to increase, and everything else, just different responses is going to happen. And there were numerous people, foreigners, right here where I live. They were at a bar and just dropped dead off their stool. I know of a few incidents on that. Yeah, true. I was thinking soapstone or onyx, the marble. I have no idea what you're talking about. How are we getting into soapstone? Oh, an SIM card for. Well, he's using his phone. Yeah. Well, I know that. But we're not talking about him. I think I said everything I need to say. Everything beyond that is complete redundancy unless something spectacular happens. Then sure, I'll be willing to talk about it. But now we're just talking about just everyday life, man. I'm just chilling like a villain right now, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to have for breakfast because I ran out of cereal, special cereal, and I don't know if I want something greasy like eggs and stuff. I don't know. I could have it because my diet's fairly good. The leafy greens and different shit that I eat, and compensate for some of that shit. I do fairly well on that. Not as well as I think I really should. But I think compared to most people, I think I do pretty well. I'm trying to read the comments here. A barometer can predict moods and self. Well, I don't know about that. Is that kind of like a mood ring? You remember the big fad with the mood rings? The rings would turn a different color according to your moods. And guess what's back? X-ray glasses are back. Boy, Barry would like a pair of that. Oh, I said his name. You remember back in the 60s or 70s, whatever it was? They came out with this phony product called X-ray glasses. Supposed to, you could look at women, you could see beyond their clothes and all that shit. I've heard that for years, but they're back. I've seen it on Facebook. They're back on the market again. They're trying to sell it off again as, being able to look through somebody's clothes. I bet every fucking pervert out there is trying to buy one of these pair of glasses. That's too funny, man. Checkers are back. Yeah, I used to play checkers. Brisket. The brisket, I tell you. I love corned beef brisket. Oh, I love it to death, and literally to death, because that's shit. As tasty as it is, no matter what you do with it, it's high in cholesterol, big time. Okay, here's the deal. If you don't have a cholesterol problem, you shouldn't have to worry about cholesterol. Just control what you do eat, and you're fine, yeah. But, if you're overweight and stuff like that, and look how many people are out there that's really overweight, they're getting edema in their ankles, all kinds of shit's happening. They got female tits now. They got man boobs, and they got bellies from here to eternity. Not good. And then you combine that with their age, they drink, and blah, blah, blah. They're not on a long journey, let's just put it that way. As much as I may do some good things to myself, there's no, I'm just saying it again, there are no guarantees in life. There isn't. My brother, for example, has a lot of medical problems. He might outlive me. I mean, I don't know that. Never take anything for granted, whether you're a YouTube troll and you're being a real asshole. Look what happened to a particular individual on here. He took things for granted, that he'd never be arrested. He's not going to be, deported. He's not going to spend years in jail. But, shit happens. You get too overconfident and you get too cocky, and that's where you wind up. Yeah. Hey, I'm just a messenger, Remember, I had nothing to do with this guy's arrest. I had absolutely nothing to do with his immigration arrest. I don't have anything to do with all of that. Some secret bird, I don't know what talent came by and did all the paperwork, and must be a talented bird. Must be one of those crows. One of those crows, right? Okay. Okay, Mr. Strasberg, take care. You do that, Heidi. Always around, always around. I'm holding back. I mean, my nose is congested if you can't hear it. I'm dying to blow my nose. I probably will in a second, but certainly not on here. If you heard my horn, my grandmother was like that too. She blew her nose, you heard it. You absolutely heard it. Ads will run shortly for some viewers, okay? Apparently some ads are going to be coming up. I'm getting the ads on my show, but as you can see, I'm not monetizing the super chat right yet. Remember, I'm waiting for this fictitious PIN code to come in a snail mail, okay? When, I don't know. Nothing becomes easy anymore. You can't direct, personally with humans anymore. On the phone, there are all these prompts and all this. Nothing is one-to-one anymore. Everything is involved in internet. You got to send codes, verify who you are. You got to go through all this rigmarole. It's fucking crazy. Sometimes it's not even worth it, Really. Yeah, that's why. I mean, I was monetized. You saw the dollar sign and everything. So then they turned around and said, well, we still got to verify more information. We need your identification. You got to send like a passport photo, whatever it is. You have to verify this, verify that, verify this. Give us your firstborn. I went through all that shit. I had to send a passcode. So I had to do that through my brother. I said, okay, let's do this. You're going to get a phone call in the next few minutes. They're going to give you a number. Okay. Then I'll call you back in 10 minutes. Tell me if you got the number. And he did get the number. So I went online to the site, put in the number. This is for the Social Security site, by the way. This is for Social Security, by the way, not to misconstrue this, the Google thing. That's another thing. Same difference, really. Same thing happening with the required information. So I did that. Okay, I said, well, I'm done. Okay, he says, continue. Okay, you're going to need to get this other PIN number to identify for the... What the fuck? Are you kidding me? What the fuck? I said, fuck it. Let him take... I don't know. I don't care. I only have so much patience, man. I'll just keep the Part B on there, man. Fuck it, Never know when I'll need it. But I don't want them taking money out of me, so... If they're going to take money with the ER, well, we'll keep the Part B. What can I say? Huh? Oh, okay. Anyway, there goes my nose. Yeah, I gotta definitely do a good nose blowing. See what other decongestions I have. This is ridiculous. I get, it probably has to do with the dogs, because I did that decades ago. I mean, decades. Many decades. Maybe 4. I was tested. Mold and dog dander, whatever, reacted. So I imagine, my dogs probably have a lot to do with this and other factors. Yeah, I may have a slightly deviated septum. here, which can hold back things, which could be causing some congestion. There's a whole cotillion of things that could cause sinus problems. You know, I've always had what they call the drip, nasal drip. So there you go. When you got things happening down there, it goes down your throat, and you're gonna go, and you're gonna get phlegm in your throat. Some things I guess you gotta live with. I guess it's better than some things people have. You know, in fact, I can't even hold back for a moment here. I gotta hit the. Excuse me for a minute. I gotta hit the tissue. Okay, that temporarily resolved that problem, but by the way, one hand to get this angle. But anyway, I'm not going to be telling you what I'm doing on my day or personal. I'm trying to wean away from that shit. Nobody needs to know any more about my life. They know things about my life or whatever, good or bad. Trying to keep that stuff out. Trying to keep things about the children out, unless it's pertinent to talk about in one form or way. A little late for that, but you know, it's never too late. The reality, folks, 69, man. You know, I still find myself like, what the fuck? Are you kidding? That many years went by? But they did. That's one thing in life you have absolutely no control at all. Time. What you do with your time is really important. Usually got an old face and they're giving all these adages and stuff about life, and because yeah, they're right. Some of the things they say on there are right. Life the way you want to enjoy your life. No matter it is what you do during your day, are you happy with what you do? Do you need more stuff to do? Do you need more to happen? Or are you satisfied with the status quo? And that's more of a personal thing that every one of you all have to figure out, especially if you're living here in the PHILS. It's not, you know, trust me when I tell you, see a lot of people's shows and they're just traveling over. They're usually backpacker type people and they're going all over the Philippines. And they do that. It's for real. I envy that. You don't see all the in-betweens and the editing that was cut out and bitching about, man, about the heat. That wouldn't make for a good show. Okay. Hard to travel around the Philippines. It really is. Here to go. I mean, very late, leaving late, slow as a snail, transportation, going to appointments that they're demanding you to be there a certain time, and you conform with scene. But there's so many, like if you're traveling around the Philippines, there's so many forms of transportation. To get this particular place, you have to ask, was it worth transportation and time and toil and money to go to this particular destination that you wanted to go? And it doesn't always work out to be a good decision on that trip. I mean, look at, if I have to mention his name, look at Jasper. Ran away from Cebu, went getting attacked and everything. So took a trip to Surigao. Didn't turn out to be what he wanted it to be. Okay. Well, he just maybe picked the wrong. Unless you're surfing. But what I know about it, not for everyone. But what is really pertinent to see in the Philippines is beaches. And by the way, one of the reasons I'm not a water baby, because as much as the oceans look beautiful here, clear color, filthy. Look at Boracay. They had to clean it up and they shut that down for like a half a year or whatever it was. They made the owners of all the business have to get special septics. People in wastewater. And I inform you of this, but any beach areas that you go by, where do you think all the runoff is going from people's waste? It's going in the ocean. So, as pretty and pristine the beaches are around here, even here, that went out, I'll mention her name, waters far out. And what came out of her experience from that is she developed a ear operation. There was a tiny little tumor in there. Never from the water. Never had, just from getting that filthy. Yeah. I mean, it looks nice, folks, but it's not just the Philippines. A little cleaner in Hawaii, but if you see what washed up in the shores of Hawaii and some of the more rain, the archipelago, and they have to have people come in every year, and they take literally tons and tons of plastic and other stuff that's washed up. Some come from Japan. Why? You would not believe what you're looking at. They have estuary stuff, so some of them are protected little islands. And a lot of time the birds choke to death or die from the plastic and all that. Doing things like plastic bags in Hawaii and here too in the Philippines. That's why I'm not being on the water, near the water, just frolic in the shallow water, cool off or something. But I don't spend a lot of time in the. Maybe I know something you don't, but I do. And I remember seeing a video on this. It was on the news. Over near it was actually the edition office. It's right off the. There was a governmental building there, and they showed, this intense buildup of all this filthy trash, and in it, there was these containers of waste. They're all dumped. And you swim in that, huh? And you scuba dive in that, huh? Not too old for this shit. Not everything is what it seems to be, folks, and you're finding that out in many ways, aren't you? Anyway, I want to thank. I had 20-something people here earlier, but I want to thank everybody for coming. This is just a kickback Charlie show. That's all it is. And probably expect a lot of my shows to be kind of like this. If there's something to talk about that really needs to be talked about, I think, be kind of downplayed and anything else might be going on with anybody really. Or something that I feel news, come on, but I see no reason to talk about anything else. Everything that I know. Well, most everything that I know. Most, not all. I'm going to underline that. Most, but not all. But if it's something worth my loyal viewers and trolls, I'll do that for you. But right now, whether my channel gets boring or not, that's something I guess I'll just have to deal with. Okay, so thanks for coming by. We'll do another show when it's necessary to do a show and something comes up. As I said, I'm just keeping a lot of the personal things out. My biz is my biz, Fizz. You know what I'm saying? Let people do on their show what they're doing, because I'm loving it. I really am, for certain reasons. And, I can't control what they put on their shows anyway. So, yeah. Time will tell, right? Take care. Remember, I'm here because you're there.